Last week, we were going into the detail of a Shabad in Shri Raag by Bhagat Ravidas. That was the last Shabad in Shri Raag. Shri Guru Granth Sahib is divided into ragas, as most of you know. There are 31 ragas. We have finished the first up to page 94. Today we'll be starting a new rag. That rag is Raag Maajh. On page 94, Raag Maajh Chaupade Kar Pehla Mehla4, which literally translated means this hymn is coming from the fourth master. It is to be recited in Raag Maajh, and the tal used is 8 tal. Wherever the word ghar is, that stands for tal. Chaupade means each hymn will have 4 stanzas, 4 lines, 4 pairs. Pade literally means the feet. So, Vani first describes the poetic structure of the Bhavani and the hymns, and then gets into the message. So we will start Raag Maajh Chaupade Kar Pehla Mehla4 एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भाव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुरु प्रसाद. This is the complete Mool Mantra. There are 8 characteristics of the Almighty. Please note that I am not saying it's a God, I am not saying it is Vaheguru, I am not saying it's Ram, Rahim, Allah or whatever. You pick the name. I have no special preference. एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भाव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं. These are the 8 characteristics defined. Note, what the creative energy is cannot be said. But what it is not can be indicated. That's why the words used here are all negative. Akal, timeless, unaffected by time. Nirvair, without enmity. Nirbhav, not moving in time and space. Ajuni, free from the bondages of various carnations. Sabhang, self-created, self-born. How do you get it? Guru Prasad. It comes as a gift to you. It is not coming as a result of anything that you do. This is the biggest oxymoron if you ever will find one. Well, do something. What? Well, meditate. Oh, but by the way, nothing will happen when you meditate. Well, then why should I meditate? Oh, you should meditate. And now you keep on going in a circle. Why should you meditate? If it's only going to be Guru Prasad, if it's only His blessing, if it's only His grace, then why I am being asked again and again to meditate? That is the real reason for it. Those of you who have been listening and paying attention, you will find, say for example, the kitchen is dirty and it's full of utensils, dishes which have not been done for days. Beds are not made, the house is not clean, and suddenly a guest walks in. How would the householder feel? He will be apologizing for everything. Oh, please forgive me please forgive the dust. Please forgive the kitchen. Please forgive the bedrooms. On and on and on. Why? Well, I didn't expect anybody, so. Oh, so you clean only when you expect somebody. Now, isn't that interesting? Can we keep our house dirty till somebody comes in? Nobody likes to live like that. Whether somebody comes in or not, you clean the house. And if by the way he comes, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. He can sit. Sheikh Sadi has written a beautiful poem in which he says, I used to do my namaz 5 times a day, and in every prayer, I used to say, Oh Allah, what kind of a friend are you? I ask your friend for a cup of tea, he immediately comes in. I've been asking you to come and have a cup of tea with me for the whole life. You're not even a good friend. And he says, one day so happened that Allah came. I was walking outside. Suddenly somebody appears and says, I am Allah. What do you want? Oh, thank you for listening to my invitation. I don't want anything except to serve you for one day. Would you come to my home? I said, of course I'll come to your home. But before we go there, do the people in your home know that I am coming? He said, no, they don't. Well, wouldn't it be nice to find out from them if it's okay for me to come? So I closed my eyes, I got inside my home and found the angel sitting there. And I requested the angel, would you please vacate this place because Allah is coming. I need some space for him to sit down. And the angel says, you've gone mad. If I have been with you from day one. I have protected you from the world's indecency and injustice. If I was not there, you would have been somewhere sitting, broken up. What kind of a friend are you? I'm not going to leave you. Go ask somebody else. Anger didn't leave. They went further down and found greed sitting there. I asked greed, I need some time a space from you. And he said, you nuts. I have been your friend from the day one. If I wasn't there, you wouldn't even get up and get a bread for yourself. He says, one by one, I am trying to justify my case that Allah is coming today. Please vacate the house for just few moments so that Allah can sit. And I'm still busy fighting with them. Allah waited and he's gone. He says, when you have your house empty and clean for me to sit down, I'll come back. And nobody is listening to me. They are not vacating the house. You have to have the house vacant first before the house has to be cleaned first. before you can invite Allah to come in. Where is he going to sit? What is he going to do? What you are going to do? He's a friend. He wants to visit you. Of course he does. But you have no space for him. So what you do? You first make the space. You first clean the house and keep it spotless, just in case he comes in. So when somebody tells you do meditation, you're not asking that they invite Allah. No. He's asking clean the house. Get it ready. It is just possible that he might come in. He will come in when he desires. It is Guru Prasad. It is his will. Just because you have a clean house doesn't mean the guests will come in. Sometimes the guests don't come for years. Sometimes they all show up together, come and take me to Disneyland. Right? So all Californians have experienced it. Some summers will go without that anybody visiting, and some summers will be so busy that you wouldn't know where the summer went. So at the beginning of the raga, it is reminded these 8 characteristics. Satya, the truth. What is Gurbani's truth? Adi Sach, Yugadi Sach, Hari Sach, Nanak Hoshi Sach. That's the truth. Not, well, this is a telephone. Is it a truth? Had I called it as a flipjack, would it be any different? So then it's not truth. It's changeable. A label is not a truth. It is a mutual agreement. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Is that a truth? No. Because I could have, at the time of creating mathematics, called it 5. Call it a bazillion. We agreed 2 plus 2 is 4. So consensus math, reality. So these are consensual facts. This is not called truth. Truth is unchangeable. Are such, Yugadi such, have he such, Nanak Hoshi be such. That is the truth. The one is not subject to the change. Anything that is subject to the interpretation or subject to the change is not truth. Satyanam. Why Satyanam? Because if I call him just, then he actually is just. If I call him love, then he actually is love. There is nothing that one can add or take away from it. It's subject to no change. So count these. Ek Onkar, the one and only, Satnam, Karta Purukh, the doer of all. We are under an illusion that we are the doer. Why? Why we are under an illusion that we are the doer? Because we are focused on the container. It is the movement of the container. The content which has the energy provided for that movement is missing from our consciousness. If that energy wasn't there, there will be no movement. That's why she is the real doer. Body is the proxy. Ekimkar, Satnam, Kartapur, Nirbhav, without fear. Why? Why is it without fear? Because to be afraid of, you need the second one. You need another one. To be afraid of someone. But he is the only one. So where is the question of fear? Nirvair, the same thing. To have an enemy, you need the other. Since there is no other, how can there be an enemy? He is the only one. Akal Murat, Ajuni, 7, 5 plus 3, 8 characteristics. They are described, and if you read the book on Japji, you will find, or it's on the internet, you can listen to the further elaboration of these 8 characteristics. 7 self-generated, self-created. He does not have a father and a mother. But to realize that, nothing can be done. On the surface of it, it's very discouraging. My God. Would I ever get the prasad? Would I ever qualify myself to be worthy of his prasad? And then Gurbani comes in. Look at these. They all got. Kabir got it, Farid got it, Ravidas got it, Talochan got it, Namdev got it, Nanak got it, Muhammad got it, Jesus got it, Buddha got it. How many examples do you need to believe that you need to move? You need to cleanse your house. The problem is that you have kept the house as dirty as physically possible, and then you're asking him to visit you. And he's already inside, he is seeing all the dirt. He's not showing you his face. His light will remain hidden from you. He already knows that. No, I'm doing everything I can. No, you are not. You can convince me and I will readily agree. You are not going to convince him. And don't get angry, the lady is sitting here saying, why him, why not she? Because both are wrong. It's neither he, nor she, nor it, nor it's the language just cannot describe. We have beginning, right in the beginning we have said, it cannot be described. That's why I use the negative word. So much so that the first literature, spiritual literature in the world, which never started with a word, but with a number, ek. Shri Guru Granth Sahib starts its journey with a number, not with a word, because words are incapable of describing that. Others have used symbols. They will use Om, or they will use Amin, or they will use other letters. Guru Granth Sahib said, no, letters, language is incapable of doing what it's trying to do, but something has to be done. So those are the, as they call in management, 50,000 feet eye view of the 8 characteristics. I would strongly recommend that you get on the internet, go to the website and listen the first 4 tapes of Japji. The same thing has been discussed in 4 hours of detail. www.sikhmysticism.org. On weekly reminder that you get from Narendra and Arvinder, that address is there. हर हर नाम मैं हर मन भाया वड भागी हर नाम ते आया गुर पूरे हर नाम सिद्ध पाई को विरला गुरमत चले जियो. That's where the starting point is. Har har naam mein har man bhaya. It is his meditation, it is his name that has gotten me started on this path. But that's a choice. It's not a dictation. It's not a precious technique. It is not if you do this or else. No such thing. He says, if you want to clean the house so that someday he can visit you, then this is the process. And throughout the entire scripture, this message will keep on repeating consistently, repetitiously, using different similes, different symbols, different metaphors, but it will give only one single message. And you can say, well, I'm bored of listening to this. That's your choice. Because after having been listening to this, it still hasn't hit the mark where it should. So you keep on repeating. When I was a little kid, we had a workshop, a foundry in which you melt the iron and make machinery. Iron ore will come from the mountains on a huge trailers, and they will dump up in the front of the factory. Now they are so big lumps that they cannot be thrown into the furnace. Now it is mixed with sand, so you cannot cut it. You can only break it. No chisel, no nothing will work on it, because it is stone and sand mixed with iron ore. So what they used to do, two strong young men will take some 15-kilo hammer and stand opposite to each other and start hitting the stone exactly at one spot. So if you are walking by, you'll look at these people sweating and hammering and nothing is happening. These guys are gone crazy. And I felt exactly that way the first time I saw that. I asked my father, hey, are they gone mad? Why they are hitting the stone? The son, they are trying to break it. But how can the stone break? Look, how many hours they have been beating on it. And it is just standing right there. You say, yeah, but what you don't understand is, with every stroke, there is a small crack developing. And that small crack is going to slowly start expanding. A time will come when that crack will become that big that it will fall apart in two. That's the only technique. But what would be the last hammer stroke which will bring that result is not known to anybody. You can't say stand in front of this stone for 3 hours or 2 hours or 4 hours or 1 hour. You can't say that. You just can tell them, make sure you hit at the common spot. Wherever he is hitting at the same spot. I didn't understand the significance of that till I got into mysticism. Oh, so that's what saying Allahu, Ram, Rahim, that's what it does. Use just a hammer and wait for the crack to become bigger. Don't ever count the number of strokes that you are giving, because you don't know which was going to be the last one. When will it crack? And that's the prophecy is being defined. Har har naam mein har man bhaya. I have taken that name and accepted it as part of me. Vadbhagi har naam dhyaya. It is his blessing that I was able to get on this path. Vadbhagi. It's his grace. It is prasad. Because this has been written and it has been read and it has been recited gazillion times, and people have been hearing it and just walking away and say, nice, we came here, had a chat with you and had some food with you, thank you very much, and we'll meet next week again. And we'll repeat the same message again. So why we keep on doing it then? Remember that hammer. Someday it will hit someone and a crack will open. It's for that reason. It's for that reason. It is for you. It's for me. It's for everybody who's listening. It's for everybody who will listen. And someday that hammer might hit just at the right spot. Gurpuri Har Naam Siddh Pai Ko Virla Gurmat Challe Jiyo. But it's not for everyone. Gurvani declares it right in the beginning. Says, Koi Virla, some rare being. It's not for everyone. So don't be disappointed. Don't get angry. Don't get mad. Don't get disheartened. It's not for everyone. If some will be just out of politeness, be sympathetic, maybe one will take it seriously. And if can take seriously, maybe one will actually start the process. And if hundreds start the process, maybe one will get somewhere. So keep doing. Because it's not for everyone. Gur Pure Har Naam Siddh Pai. It is the blessing of the Master, blessing of the Guru, that Ko Virla Gurmat Challe Jiyo, some rare human being, listens to it, accepts it, and then walks on the path. Some will listen and ignore. Some will listen and discuss and turn it into knowledge for arguments. And there will be some who will take it, discuss it, and then do something with it. And some of them, those who do, will get again discouraged after a while because we are so used to an immediate return on our investments. Hey, I have been doing this for so many days and so many weeks and so many months and so many years. What is this nonsense? Okay. Because I don't know what's the last stroke. I don't know which hammer will crack it. I'll keep on cleaning my house. I don't know when the guests will come. I might be thinking the guest is coming and that guest may be for the neighbor, not maybe for me. He may not even stop. He may just go right by. All those things are possible. But I can't stop. That's what this is saying. I can't stop. Har har naam mein har man bhaya, vad bhagi har naam te aaya, gur pure har naam siddh pai ko virla gurmat challe jiyo, main har kharch laya ban palle. It is on this journey, I need some money to spend. Right? We are going to go from here to India. We have some cashier's check and we have some cash with us and we have a draft and all that. Yeah, on this journey also I'm going to spend something. So what I'm going to spend? He says, every breath that I spend is going to be in His name. That's what I'm spending. My breath energy only in His name. मैं हर खर्च to spend लया पल बन पल्ले. I have that in my pocketbook. मेरा प्राण सखाई सदा नाल चल. There's a beautiful story that in one of the wars, Muhammad had to run. He had only one disciple left with him, Allah Baksh. They are hiding in a cave and the army is chasing them and there are only two left. And Allah Baksh says, today we are just two. There's no way to make a stand there. And Muhammad said, no, you are not counting right, Allah Baksh. We are three. You, me and God. You, me and Allah. And the story says that the cave in which they were hiding, what they noticed, suddenly a swarm of spiders came and built a net fresh in front of the entire opening. And both of them are sitting behind. So now, the people who are going by, they are not even bothering to look inside because the spider web is covering the mouth. Because it's a common logic, if they had gone in, they would have broken the spider web. But the web was there. So you're counting wrong. We always count wrong. We never say, how many are you? Oh, just me and my wife. Where's Allah? Where's Ram there? Where's God there? Where Vaheguru there? Where is Krishna there? No? Let's take the count here. How many are there? We will never add one more to it. And that is the one that matters the most. It's a Arabian Night story. A mystic who had 3 sons wanted his sons to follow on the mysticism and they won't listen. He had 17 camels. What to do? He wrote on a piece of paper before dying. When he died, the sons opened the will and it said, half of the camels should go to the oldest. 1/3 should go to the middle. 1/9 should go to the youngest. Now they counted it 17 camels. How do you divide them in half? There are only 17. They can't even cut one and eat one. One of the elders in the family said, look, your father wouldn't do something without a purpose. He used to spend a lot of time with that mystic who sat outside the village. Why don't you go and talk to him? 3 of them took that piece of paper, went to that mystic. Okay, what's your problem? Well, we want to divide these 17, half, third, and ninth. And 17 is indivisible by any number other than 17. How do we divide it? He said, well, listen, I normally don't go anywhere. I sit in my hut and I meditate. I have a camel there. Why don't you take one? I said, no, we don't want to take yours. Don't worry. I don't need it. If I need it, I'll come back to you. Now they have 18. It says, read your paper. Well, half go to the oldest one. Okay. Half of 18 is 9. You take 9. Third of 18 is 6. Okay, the middle one, you take 6. And the ninth of the 18 is 2. The youngest one, you take 2. How many have you divided? 9 plus 6, 15 plus 2, 17. You say, put mine back. Put mine back. I didn't want to lose my camel. No, they say, wait a minute now. That's ridiculous. If it was that simple, why wouldn't he just write, you take 9, you take 6, you take 2? What was so difficult with that? He said, well, all his life, he tried to put you on the path of mysticism. You won't listen to him. So he wanted to make sure that you come and talk to me. In order to do that, he created greed as a motive, division of the property. So now you are here. And the message he wanted to give you, son, whenever there is an insolvable problem, don't forget the one. One that is part of the solution but never a part of the problem. That one added became the part of the solution. But he is still away. He never got mixed up with it. He's not touched by the problem. But he did create a solution. He is part of it and yet not part of it. He is the life yet not the life. That one always counts correctly. Do we count correctly? I can bet you that we have never learned even, never even thought of it, that when we are counting, why are we not taking that one edge with us? No, when we don't want it, well, he is not that crazy that he'll automatically come along with you. So you don't want me? Fine. When you call, we'll see whether your house is clean enough for me to come in. मेरा प्राण सखाई सदा नाल चले. That one is always with me. I always count it. Pran sakhai. Because that's because of my breathing. Is it not? Without that I can't breathe. Actually he is breathing, I'm not even breathing. मेरा प्राण सखाई सदा नाल चले, गुर पूरे हर नाम दड़ाया, हर नेचर हर दन पल्ले जी. Say that again. Correct. Well, think about it. All of the apparatus is sitting here. The doctor comes and gives me the injection. All of the body parts are now non-functional. Who's breathing? Somebody else is breathing, not me. That's the whole crux of the mysticism. Get to that, which is inside, breathing inside you. You are not the breather. You are the benefactor of it. It's keeping the machine running, completely functional. You have no capacity to breathe. Because if you have the capacity to breathe, you will never go away from here. You will keep breathing sitting here. Is it not?
Same is with digestive process. We don't do anything.
We don't do anything. All functions are on autopilot. None of them is within our control. Go deep into it. हर सज्जन मेरा प्रीतम राया, कोई आन मिलावे मेरे प्राण जीवाया. हाँ हर ना रह सका, हाँ रह ना सका बिन देखे प्रीतमा, मैं नीर वहे वह चले जियो. गुरपूरे हर नाम दिलाया, हर नेचर हर तन पले जियो. That's the sign of a true master. A true master does not want you to become his disciple. He does not want you to follow him or his path. He's just saying, get directly in touch. You choose your method. Don't bother me. My method was mine. It suited me. It may not suit you. Be light unto yourself. That's Buddha. Be light unto yourself. Find your own path. Well, how do you sit? How do you stand? How do you sleep? How do you do this? How do you do that? Wait a minute. Don't become a copycat. It won't work. And then you will curse the one who you are copying. Find what your own objective. And see if that objective is being met. Well, I'm meditating now. Okay. What's happening? Just like, oh Master, I meditate. When I get up, my wife will make such a snarly comment that my entire concentration is gone. Would you please talk to her? Well, yeah, ladies have these habits, so what to do? Okay. I'm going to get some water from the well and you come along with me, and on the way I'll stop by your house and speak to your wife. On the way in the well, he throws the bucket and pulls out and there is no water. Second time, no water. Third time, no water. He takes the shoe and put the bucket on the ground and the rope on the ground and start beating it up. Why are you not bringing the water? Why are you not bringing the water? The young man is confused. He is beating the bucket. What kind of a man is this? He looks inside the well and the well is dry. There is no water there. He says, hold it. Don't beat the bucket. Why not? Bucket is guilty. Did not bring the water. But there is no water there. So, how can water come out when there is no water in the well? This is not bucket's fault. Oh. So you understand this. That bucket should not be beaten if the well is dry. Right? Yeah. So what are you doing? Your wife could be a bucket or a rope. If there was no anger inside you, how would you get angry? So why are you beating her and not yourself? If she says something and you get angry, is it her fault? You are beating the wife for nothing. Because the wife is only at the most a bucket or a rope. Anger is inside you. If there was no anger, no matter how many times she said something, there will be no disturbance coming out. So go work on your anger. Forget about trying to straighten your wife. If anything, thank her. Because she is giving you the chance to check. Are you under the illusion that you have controlled your anger, or it is really gone? So actually it's a good test. She is your teacher. You can go ask my wife. She'll tell you the best teacher I ever had was my wife. She kept me straight on this. Every time I little deviated, she punched it a little bit temperature high. I went back to Y group. Y group. Y group. You can use the whole negative energy if you want to. Don't run away from it. That's what it is saying here. Gur pure har naam didaya. The true master will always keep on pulling you back. Go there. Not follow me. Go there. Don't imitate me. Go there. Every step, every chance he will remind you. You need to go there. That's the destination. And then you get the har nature, har dhan palle jiyo, har sajjan mera pritam raya, koi aan milave mere pran jivaya. Koi aan milave. Some rare human being does this. Not everybody. Koi means some rare one. But those who get there, what is their situation? हाँ रह ना सका बिन देखे प्रीतमा मैं नीर वहे वह चले जियो. They are in such a crisis mode that they are waiting and waiting and they are crying and crying for that situation to develop. They are cleaning their house day and night without rest because they don't want to miss a single moment when he will come and find the house dirty and go away. That chance may not come ever. That's why all saints will say things like, why are you sleeping now? What if he will come in the night? Don't you know that you are going to sleep for a long, long time? When you are dead, what else is there to do other than to sleep? So why are you wasting time sleeping while you are alive? Wait for him. He might show up. It's that's the urgency. If we are sitting in this house and the house catches fire, is there a need for anyone to tell get up and get out? The urgency is automatic. But we don't have such urgency when it comes to God. We don't. We are not even reminded that there is an urgency to it. One of the reasons why a knowing untruth was publicized. What is the knowing untruth? You got only one life. That was publicized deliberately to create an urgency. Otherwise, if you want to find the laziest people on the world, that's Indian. We'll do it next life. That's all right. Have fun now. Oh, many lives to come, many lives to live. Well, what's the urgency? They are so easygoing. Time has no significance. That's the first thing you observe when you land in India. Suddenly the time slows down. Everybody is in a slow motion camera. You are rushing around. I literally tell you that I caught myself doing that I am huffing and puffing, getting off the plane and trying to find a trolley. The bags have not come for hours. And I'm running out. I want a trolley. And there are a zillion of them lying around there. And suddenly, and a coolie comes around and I ask him, where are the trolleys? And I'm out of breath. And he says, take a deep breath. You're from America? Yes, yes, yeah, I understand. Slow down. You stay here, I'll bring the trolley for you. And I am now even more angry at myself because he's walking as if a snake is dancing. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Moving around, turning around, and after 5-10 minutes he comes in and here's a trolley and my dad was still not there. And I said, oh my God, time has slowed down and I am not slowing with it. I better tune myself before I get out and my relatives come to see me. They are going to say, this guy is gone mad. Rather than going home, let's take him to some sanitarium. Time slows down. Why? There's no rush. Multiple lives to live. Psychologically, Indians are not in rush. Well, anyway, my theory is that three major religions in the world, Judaism, Christianity and Islam, told the masses, you got only one life. Why? They knew better, but they wanted to create an urgency. This is the only life, you better do something. And they're still doing it. They're not backing off from it. With all the scientific proof of the carnations where the people are in the lab telling I was born here, this was my village, this is what I visited, this is what I did, and they are validating is every single case. Yet they are hanging on to this. One life. Urgency. Urgency. To get out of the life of duality. To get off the dogma and paradigm of life and death. Every happiness followed by sadness and every sadness followed by another happiness and on and off and on and off. Getting to a space where there is an even level existence possible. A blissfulness is possible. There is no two things to deal with all the time. That is the essence. All saints, all mystics had that urgency with them. That's why it is saying, "How reh na saka bin dekhe preetama, main neer vahe vahe challe jiyo." I can't stop crying. I know you are going to come when you are going to come, but I can't stop crying. I can't stop asking for you. Think of a child who's lost in a festival. Remember the good old days of Indian holy festivals and that festival where you go and the child certainly gets separated from the parents. Then what happens? They have this whole department called Seva Samiti, Red Cross. They have tents set up just for this purpose, to catch the children who are separated and bring them and try to get them back to their parents. Now think of this condition of that child who is yet small and say, "What's your name?" "Babu." "What, Babu name?" That's the only name he knows. "What's your father's name?" "Daddy." "What's your mother's name?" "Mommy." "Where do you live?" "There." "Where?" "There." How did we get you to where you want to go? No name, no address, no telephone, no indication. How we will do it? I don't know, but I want to go to my daddy. And he won't stop crying. Well, they'll try to bribe him by giving some sweets. If he starts eating sweets and become quiet, they'll let him have the sweets. They'll bring some toys, and if he starts playing with the toys, they let him have it. Because the parents eventually will find their way and come and get their children. But think of that child who is neither eating sweets, nor playing with the toys, nor knows anything, but keeps on saying, I want to go to my dad. I want to go to my dad. I want to go to my dad. What would they do? Whose story is this? Do we know where we want to go? Do we know the name? Do we know the address? So if a saint was to ask us, where do you want to go? I want to go to my father. What's his name? I don't know. Where does he live? I don't know. Okay, fine. Here, I give you this woman, go play with him. No, I don't want to play, I am crying. I give you this car, go drive it. No, I don't want it. I want to go to my father. Am I not like a child? Who's neither taking the sweets, not taking the toys? So what they do then? They take the microphone, turn it on, put in his face, and his cries are heard by the parents. They recognize the child and come and get him. That's what the saint is doing. Anybody who is saying, I want to go to him, I want to go to him, he will start crying. Create that urgency. Let him know that you really are lost. Let him know that you want to go to him. He will come and get you. He will hear the cries. But you will cry for your wife, your husband, your son, your business, your house, your car, but you will never cry for God. You never will ever cry for God. You will never hurt. You will not show a little painful face even once because you are missing him. And that's why urgency. सतगुर मित्र मेरा बाल सखाई हाँ रह न सका बिन देखे मेरी माई हर जियो कृपा करो गुरु मेलो जन नानक हर धन पल्ले जियो. He says, he is a real friend. Satgur Mitra mera baal sakhai. Childhood friends. Right from the beginning. Has ever been by my friend. That type of friend, how can you live without a friend like that? I need to get there. I need to be with him. Harjiyo kirpa karo guru melo. When you cry, then he sends the grace. That's what Guru Prasad is then. Nanak har dhan palle jiyo. So then, that meditation that you have done, that cleanliness of your household that you have done, the kitchen you have cleaned will become useful because now he will give you the prasad. So that's the first hymn on the Raag Maajh, according to the established times, 9 o'clock. We'll pick up page 94, next Shabad, Madhusudan Mere Mantar Prana. And now, if I said anything that offended anybody, I sincerely apologize for my ignorance and arrogance. And if something touched any one of you, that is the Guru Prasad. Please accept it with my gratitude. And now, we can open for a discussion.
हेलो
हाँ जी
सत श्री अकाल जी मैं धर्मेंद्र बोल रहा
हाँ जी धर्मेंद्र जी
हाँ जी 3 हफ्ते पहले मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਦੇ ਪੇਸੀ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੜਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਊਂਡ ਵੇਵ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਭਈ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਲਾਈਕ ਇੰਸਟਰੂਮੈਂਟ because the sound waves, the waves already exist in the nature.
Correct.
And when we put the radio together, we're basically putting an instrument to listen to it.
Right.
And that really touched me. But
Okay.
I have a question for you. Okay, the mind that put together the radio, ਉਹਦੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਦੱਸੋਗੇ? And at the same time, ਅਸੀਂ in the universe ਸਾਡੀ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ value ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ?
Okay. All right. For this Sangat, the question on the conference call is that in one of our previous conversations, I had used the example of energy being already there and putting the body together, and then the energy manifests. So the question based on that observation is, so now we are using the example, how is the mind now tuned with him so that he can resonate? Today I have used the metaphor of cleaning the house. House cleaning in the body. The earlier metaphor was that the God puts the body together. As the body becomes together, its energy starts manifesting through it. That was the example, that he is always there. The life energy is always there. It's a question of having the right instrument to manifest that. Now if that energy is to personify experientially, then this house that he built for us has collected dirt and dust and information and illusionary Maya senses, experiences and memories. It needs to clean that out completely. It needs to retune this body through which not only he manifests through senses, but he manifests without senses as well. So today's talk used the metaphor of cleaning the house for the guest. It would be cleaning the mind-body system of all the memories and all the experiences that are connecting us with the outside world. It will then connect us with the inside world. That's what the meditation does. It quiets the mind down, and then the mind starts looking at the anger and the greed and the lust and the ego and the attachments and all that. Till the mind is quiet, it has no capability of looking into what that anger is. You only find the effect of the anger after the fact. When something happens and you get angry, you immediately react. And after you say, oh my God, I should not have reacted that way. That was my anger. But a mind that is stabilized would see that anger rising first and will say, aha, that event has triggered the anger inside me. The moment you said that, aha, anger is gone. Its effect is gone. You will not have the same reaction anymore. Not possible. Because these are literally thieves. They steal the energy and then later on make you feel sorry, so they get both ways, coming and going. But if you are able to see it beforehand, as you see the thief stealing something, he immediately stops. Same thing happens with the anger, the greed, the lust and everything. If somebody is watching, they don't react. So who should be watching that? That should be that mind which has stabilized. That mind will watch the anger, the greed, the lust, the attachment. So the meditation is for that purpose. Make sense?